Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today you'll know about the top 15 deadliest and most dangerous animals in the world. Watch the video till the end and don't skip any part of this video. The world's deadliest animal isn't a shark or even a human. Drawing from a graphic from Bill Gates' blog, we decided to rank the world's deadliest animals. Most of the death caused by animals, it turns out, have less to do with the animals themselves than the diseases they unwittingly transmit. Here are some of the animals responsible for the most human deaths. The scariest predators aren't as dangerous as you might expect, but don't underestimate the little guys. Alright, let's dive into the video, but first of all, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to make sure you won't skip any of our new videos. Number 15. Sharks. 6 deaths a year. Sharks are very dangerous animals, but their attacks are pretty rare. In 2014, there were just 3 deaths globally related to shark attacks, and in 2015, there were 6, which is about the average. So let's move on to number 14. Wolves. 10 deaths a year. Wolf attacks are not common in many parts of the world where wolves live. A review of wolves' attacks found that very few happened in the 50 years leading up to 2002 in Europe and North America. There were a few hundred reported over the course of 2 decades in some regions of India, averaging out to close to 10 per year. Number 13. Lions. 22 plus deaths a year. Estimates for lion-related deaths also vary year to year. A 2005 study found that since 1990, lions have killed 563 people in Tanzania alone, an average of about 22 a year. Additional deaths likely occur outside of Tanzania, but it's difficult to find a concrete global number. Number 12. Elephants. 500 deaths a year. Elephants are also responsible for a number of deaths per year. A 2005 National Geographic article said that 500 people a year are killed in elephant attacks. Far more elephants have been killed by people. Number 11. Hippopotamuses. 500 deaths a year. For a long time, hippos were considered the most deadly animal in Africa. Hippos are known for being aggressive towards humans, including tipping over boats. Number 10. Tapeworms. 700 deaths a year. Moving to parasites, the tapeworm is responsible for an infection called cysticercosis that kills an estimated 700 people a year. Tapeworms are flat, segmented worms that live in the intestines of some animals. Animals can become infected with these parasites when grazing in pastures or drinking contaminated water. Eating undercooked meat from infected animals is the main cause of tapeworm infection in people. Although tapeworms in humans usually cause few symptoms and are easily treated, they can sometimes cause serious, life-threatening problems. That's why it's important to recognize the symptoms and know how to protect yourself and your family. Number 9. Crocodiles. 1000 deaths a year. Crocodiles are now considered the large animal responsible for the most human deaths in Africa, according to the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, though concrete numbers are tricky to gather. Number 8. Ascaris roundworms. 4,500 deaths a year. The Ascaris roundworm leads to an infection called ascariasis that kills an estimated 4,500 people a year, according to a WHO study. The WHO notes that the infection takes place in people's small intestine and is a disease that affects more children than adults. Number 7. Tsetse flies. 10,000 deaths a year. The tsetse fly transmits a disease called sleeping sickness, parasitic infection that at first can lead to headaches, fever, joint pain, and itchiness, but later can lead to some serious neurological problems. The number of deaths has been decreasing. With about 10,000 new cases now reported each year, the estimated number of annual deaths is likely on the decline as well. Number 6. Assassin bugs. 12,000 deaths a year. The assassin bug, also called the kissing bug, is responsible for carrying Changa's disease, which kills about 12,000 people a year on average. Changa's disease is a parasitic infection passed by the bug, which got its nickname by biting people on the face. Number 5. Freshwater snails. Over 20,000 deaths a year. The freshwater snail carries parasitic worms that infect people with a disease called schistosomiasis that can cause intense abdominal pain and blood in the stool or urine, depending on the area that's affected. Millions of people contract the infection, and the WHO estimates that anywhere between 20,000 and 200,000 deaths can be attributed to schistosomiasis. Number 4. Dogs. 35,000 deaths a year. Specifically, dogs infected by the rabies virus are one of the deadliest animals out there, though the virus can be prevented using vaccines. About 35,000 deaths can be attributed to rabies, and one of those cases, 99%, are caused by dogs, according to WHO. Dogs have been known as man's and woman's best friend. Canines are loyal and lovable, and they often provide comfort, protection, and other services to their human counterparts. However, they can also be dangerous. Depending on the animal's upbringing, temperament, and circumstances, any dog can be a threat. Even small dogs might bite someone. In fact, Chihuahuas sink their teeth into wets more often than any other type of pooch. But certain breeds can cause greater harm simply because of their size or the force of the jaws. Based on the damage they can do, these are some of the world's most perilous pooches, in no particular order. Number 3. Snakes. 100,000 deaths a year. Snake bites kill more than 100,000 people a year. Worse still, there's a troubling shortage of an essential antivenom. Living snakes are found on every continent except Antarctica and on most smaller land masses. Exceptions include some large islands, such as Ireland, Iceland, Greenland, the Hawaiian archipelago, and the islands of New Zealand, and many small islands of the Atlantic and Central Pacific Oceans. Additionally, sea snakes are widespread throughout the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Those species like boomslang or the king cobra are dangerous thanks to their respective poisons. The black mamba is especially deadly due to its speed. The species, which can grow up to 14 feet long, is the fastest of all snakes, slithering at speeds of up to 12.5 miles per hour, which makes escaping one in remote areas that much more difficult. Number 2. Humans. 437,000 deaths a year. According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, there were about 437,000 homicides in 2012, making humans the second most deadly animal and the deadliest mammal to humans. Surprised? After all, we're animals too, and since we've been killing each other for 10,000 years, with the total deaths from war alone estimated at between 150 million and 1 billion, it is a no-brainer that we top the list. Though human beings are said to be living in the most peaceful period, now than at any other time in our history, we still assault each other with incredibly high rates of senseless brutality, from gun violence to terrorist attacks around dangers to others, to think global warming, the destruction of forests and coral reefs, and over-tourism. Given the threat we pose to countless other creatures, and the fact that we often act irrationally and have the capacity to annihilate our entire planet with a host of horrifying weapons like nuclear devices and genetically modified superbugs. But we are not quite our own worst enemy, but we're pretty close. What do you think about this fact? Do you think humanity will destroy itself? Leave a comment down below. And right now, you will know about the deadliest animal on the planet. Let's move on to the number 1 on our today's list. Number 1. Mosquitoes. 750,000 deaths a year. Mosquitoes, the pesky bugs that suck blood and transmit viruses from person to person, are responsible for the most animal-related deaths. Malaria by itself is responsible for more than half of mosquito-related deaths, predominantly in sub-Saharan Africa, though it's one of the decline. The incidence of malaria fell by 37% between 2000 and 2015, according to the WHO. Dengue fever, another mosquito-borne disease, has become a leading cause of hospitalization and death among children in some Asian and Latin American countries. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed my video. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you could be always notified about our new videos. Thank you so much for watching, see you in the next video.